All right.
Alright, we're back with another episode of 3 Count Nation. I am your one, the only, the master of ceremonies, KT.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That was Jericho as fuck, bro.
Yes.
And who are you?
Oh, I am.
It doesn't matter who you are.
Man.
I am the John O'Penn. And last but certainly not least, who do we have?
The Mark who fell right into the...
Really?
You fell into it. I mean, that was great.
This is alright.
This is still better than Backlash.
I feel like y'all calling me the fucking Al Snow of the room right now.
Al Snow's great.
That hair promo was amazing. Or that gimmick, yeah. And I am the ever incredible Quillip J. Fry.
Wow.
You kind of stuttered there, man. You gotta get your promo together. You gotta come in tight. You gotta make it hot, make it sexy, make it work. So, Quillip J. Fry.
Yeah.
See? I got it. Sort of. Not really. I think, right?
I was just going to say
We're doing everything.
Quillip J. Fry with the pause in front of it.
We're doing everything we can to avoid talking about this bum-ass pay-per-view.
But
That's 2 in a row, dog.
But we can't hold back any longer because not talking about it for any longer means we're going to have to talk about it. So let's get this bullshit out of the way, all right? Okay. So we got the pre-show.
So hold on, let's give context, or the very bare minimum context. We're literally maybe 10 days as of this recording after the Greatest Royal Rumble happened, and we definitely did an episode about how we watched 5 hours of wrestling and got nothing out of it.
Nothing.
And so we end up at Backlash with even more nothing to build on.
5 hours again, though, too. No, like it was like 4.5.
4.5.
But still, including the pre-show, it was like 5 hours. You know what I mean? Like, of nothing. Nothing happened. Like, in my horrible, disgruntled life over...
You kept notes on this?
That BL equal nothing. I can't even finish writing happening.
So did you have notes for every match? Because I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't want to. Like as soon as I saw the card and I was like, why? I figured you were. So like, I was gonna do the bare minimum because that's how I felt about this bullshit. And it ran longer. It ran like 30 minutes longer.
Yo.
For me, what I love about Backlash, I like white noise when I fall asleep. Some people like the raindrops. Some people like birds chirping. Backlash, like, it plays really well when you want to take a nap.
Wow.
I literally woke up ready for the world. I knew we were going to do this today. I'm up at 8 in the morning. I'm like, okay, I'll put this on. And I couldn't even. I couldn't even.
Bro, fans were getting up and literally leaving during the main event. Literally.
I can't even tell you who the main event was.
Good.
It was.
We'll talk about it because we gotta actually get to that point because that's another fucking horrible point. So let's get to this, all right?
Okay.
So here we are, 10 days after the Greatest Royal Rumble. We had Backlash. So let's pre-show only had one match. It was Ruby Riott versus Bayley. Ruby Riott won, interference from Riot Squad. No Sasha Banks.
The women always look great wrestling, but it was so funny. I just noticed something and I just read on Twitter that the makeup people for the women are terrible. Like, I don't know if y'all notice how much more attractive they look in photos outside of the ring when they're doing their own makeup. Like when the women are doing their own makeup, like Ruby Riott looks wonderful. Like, she looks super pale. But like every time I see a picture of her outside of wrestling, like when she's like not wrestling, her makeup is like so much better. Like it's like they make like, it's really weird how they try to make them look attractive for TV, but they end up just making the women look ghastly at times. It's really awkward.
Me and John, we had this conversation. We should start like an afterthoughts kind of thing. Well, like, it's something we like head on, and then we like, after the podcast is done, we deep dive into.
Oh yeah, we did discuss that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And because for me, I heard you mention women and how they look outside of the ring with makeup, and that's something I can go into, but I'm not.
No, yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah, I know.
keep the flow.
Yeah, no, that was the only thing I can think about with that match. Is like, man, they're wrestling, but like this they could be doing so much more. This isn't even to be a pre-show match.
Yeah, right. A couple of segments to take away though from the pre-show where the Miz Siraj break up and Sasha and Bailey tease more tension. Sasha and Bailey tension was foreshadowing to the Riot Squad jumping Bailey and Sasha not coming out to save her. So that's it.
That's looking like a SummerSlam blow off, like you said. I think we had a discussion.
They need that. But let's actually move on to the card. And actually, it's a good point actually where we start off Backlash with a really hot point actually. We get the Miz and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that was the only good match of the night.
But see,
I like the counter game with that one.
Yes,
That counter game was sick, dog.
The Miz is. I don't think he's underrated. I don't think he's overrated. I think he does just enough in the ring as a worker. Like Seth Rollins is amazing.
Yes.
I mean, he can. I mean, CrossFit Jesus, so he can just go as long as you want to. And when him and Finn Balor finally have their
oh my God,
their big match, yeah, that's gonna be fun to see. But this is a good match.
This is really fucking good.
I mean, both guys look really good coming out of it. So this match was a tease because it led me to believe that more of this card was going to be fun, even though I didn't think it was going to. So this match ended up being far better than I expected it to be for this underscored card.
And the biggest takeaway is how strong it made Seth Rollins look because he kicked out of 2 skull crushing finales.
I liked the Miz's counter on Seth Rollins when he went to climb up the rope and he was like gonna jump off of it and just kick the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
bars.
Yeah, Miz is an asshole. So cool.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Miz Daniel Bryan feud. Whenever they get to that.
After Europe, in my opinion, after Europe when they get back from Europe.
So SummerSlam.
No, Money in the Bank probably.
Yeah, I think if they're smart, they'll do that at SummerSlam. They won't waste that. Because isn't the Miz still going to be in a qualifier for the Money in the Bank?
Did he qualify?
I don't think he lost yet. I don't think he had a match yet.
We'll see then.
I say because as of what we're recording, this is what May
12th. No, May 13th.
May 13th. So there's still more qualifying matches, and he just talked about on Talking Smack about how he wants to bring back the title as being the main event. So I think that's him trying to put his name in the hat for that qualifier.
Yeah.
So. This match, even though he lost, definitely will at least put his name in that hat.
But he can go, man. The Miz can go now. Like
I mean, I don't think there's a question about that. I think that's why he's been the Intercontinental Champion
8 times.
8 times, and he's held it for so long, so recently too, because he can go and because he can talk. So I don't see why. I mean, if he qualifies. He'd be my front runner for winning the Money in the Bank.
Word?
Yes.
Depending on who else is in it.
Even it doesn't matter. I mean, we already know. We already know as of now is Braun Strowman and Finn Balor are the 2 on the Raw side, and then who qualified for SmackDown? I can't remember. Somebody qualified. I can't remember who qualified on SmackDown. I think there was one qualifying match for SmackDown already.
Big E.
Oh, I think his is this week. I think. I'll look it up while you get us rolling to the next match.
All right. So it kicked off super hot, really great, and we're like, okay, cool, this is gonna be dope as fuck. Boy, oh boy, we wrong. Let's go to the next one. We got Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Wasn't bad, but it just didn't keep up the momentum as the first match. It was very slow.
The problem here is that they did all this stuff with the bully with Alexa Bliss calling Nia Jax a bully, And nobody's believing
Be
that.
a star. There we go.
Yeah, nobody's believing that at all. Like,
one of the cool parts that I took away from the match though was when Alexa caught Nia on the ropes, she just kept kicking at her. It was great.
Like, for me, I love Nia Jax. What I would like for WWF to do with Nia Jax.
E.
Oh, we're splitting hairs.
No, we're not.
no, it's the E.
Okay.
Come
Get
on.
the FL, right?
That's right.
I liked how China was getting booked, where she can actually compete with like men and fight men, like not in like a Chris Brown kind of way. And I feel like with Nia Jax being this mountain, exactly, we literally just saw her toss Alexa Bliss around the entire time. Every time I looked up, Alexa Bliss was on her shoulders or on the mat, getting picked up to be put back on her shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, the match at WrestleMania between her and Bliss was too long. Like,
Yeah.
that should have been like.
Should have been this.
That should have been the China moment. That's a great point. When China won her women's title, she beat the shit out of Ivory in a couple of seconds. Like, it was not long.
Yeah.
That should have been this. So, like, you are not wrong. Theo, I mean, Fry, I always do that. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But that's the thing. Like, why not build her to be that person who could possibly wrestle dudes? Because she is like this Amazon of a woman. Like,
It's because she can't wrestle.
well, that too. I mean, we know that, but I mean, she's
I
still
can't.
green. But that's not her fault either. Because we had this discussion before. Like, I thought she was brought up way too soon. Like, I thought she should still be in NXT. If it were me, she'd still be in NXT. I think she still has that room to grow. I think if Shayna Baszler can stay down there and do what she did in the time frame she was given, that could have been Nia Jax. I don't even think she was given that chance. I mean,
Because they had Asuka though.
well, yeah, they had Asuka, and that's why they couldn't let Nia Jax stay down in NXT longer. Like, because you had Asuka, you have that streak. Like, you could have let that be the focal point, because it felt like, okay, Asuka's here, and then all of a sudden Nia Jax is like beating people up, and then Nia Jax stops beating people up, and then Nia Jax is beating people up again, and then she's Alexa Bliss's best friend, then she's not. Oh wait, then she is again. Then she's dating Enzo. Like, there were all these weird ass like curves and like stops and just like it. Like, that's why, like, Theo, you make a great point. Like, at least with China, there was a linear thought. She gonna fight dudes. She gonna whoop the shit out of dudes. It was like, oh yeah, by the way, she's still a woman. She can wrestle women and be the women's champion. Like, there was a clear thought in how they booked her. Whereas in Nia Jax, it was like, okay, see a need, fill the need. We don't have like a woman who's like a fucking just tank. Bring her up now, so like she can run through people. But like, she still isn't the best wrestler. And I'm a huge Nia Jax fan. Like, I say we all root for her. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, she's not the best in-ring talent, and that could have been something that could have been at least given her more time to like grow into that.
What would Nia Jax even do if she had enough time though? Steel sharpens steel. Who's gonna like really go there?
I mean, yeah, the talent in NXT, the roster in NXT, women is still pretty stacked
everywhere.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like, she
how big she is?
No, she could have just stayed in the lower card, and like, people say they were going to get tired of her doing quick jobber matches, but eventually built those jobber matches to longer matches. That's it. And over time, have her collide streaks against Asuka, and then have her lose. You know, because Asuka could work better than her, make that part of the story, and then she goes longer matches with people, and then just keep going from there. That would have helped build her up, and then eventually, she would have been ready for like longer matches and accredited to being able to just fight whenever and whoever. But she's not ready at that point, in my opinion.
So Rusev isn't qualified, and
there we go.
And The Miz qualified.
The Miz?
The Miz beat Jeff Hardy. Non-title U.S. Championship match. So
that made him qualify?
So yeah.
Oh.
That was qualifier.
Oh yeah. Duh.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I muted SmackDown. I was looking at it like they had the hot matches, but like, they aren't gonna fool me. You're not gonna fool me.
I mean, hey man, hey you.
Taylor won't be fooled.
I mean, he's the one that's watching the money bringers, though. He's the one that's bringing WWE money after this pay-per-view. I'm only watching the pay-per-views. I'm not giving them no ad money. They ain't getting my one tick.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm a sucker. I'm paying $99, but
No, they're still getting my $9.99. But I'm just not watching their Monday or Tuesday programs anymore.
yeah. I mean, I was playing God of War, so like it wasn't like I was paying attention fully.
Boy.
Oh
Yeah.
man, we had a really disappointing match next, guys.
Oh,
I
I mean
really
that's the first of many on the card actually.
like this,
The
and
first
this
one.
one shouldn't have even been disappointing, but it was. It's my boys too. Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy for the U.S. title.
Oh, that's when I rolled over and literally started going back to sleep.
Bro.
Randy
I was like,
Boring.
this
I'm
is-
sorry, Randy Boring, man.
Man, he's boring.
Jeff Hardy can't save that.
No,
Can't.
if you can't save non-motivation.
Yeah, and he's not motivated.
Like-
I mean, Hardy's Hardy. He's gonna do his thing, but like,
takes two to tango.
Randy Orton's just gonna go through the motions, and that's all that's still happening here. So,
As with Brock Lesnar and a bunch of other people in his company.
a bunch of old dudes. Like,
Yeah.
all the old cats are doing it. Like that's
That's the problem.
the problem. So I mean, do we have to talk more about this, or just can we go to the next one?
Let's go to the next one.
Like this is brutal.
Oh, there was one RKO.
Wait, who won that? Who? I don't even know who won.
Hardy won.
Hardy maintained.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we got something cool though. We got a little haha moment. We got the the Elias promo. It was fabulous.
I forgot to have
This was actually
that was probably the funnest.
It was
part of
popping
the damn
shit
show.
on Jersey.
this is probably the most enjoyable, second most enjoyable moment. IC Champ was the best overall of anything for this whole show, but this was great. So we had the Elias promo. Then out comes New Day, and then Rusev Day, and then Fandango, Breezango.
Breezango.
No Way Jose, Bobby Roode, and Titus Worldwide.
And did Titus do a fake fall? I don't remember.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
in the
tripped. He fake tripped again. So
in the Congo line.
good for him. He's in a fucking
Titus World Slide.
slide.
So he did what was it? The weird dude from WCW.
Oh, Shockmaster.
Shockmaster.
Yeah, he did what Shot.
Nice throwback. Nice call out.
Not
That's-
as
Yeah.
bad.
That is bad.
But yeah.
It's wonderful.
But he owned it.
I mean, that was like when we were talking in the podcast. That was like the best part of it. I think I don't know. Did we end up watching it while we were recording that? I don't think we got that far into the show, but we definitely said that was like the highlight of the damn 5 hours. We watched the greatest
Oh man.
Royal Rumble. You can hear that episode, by the way, in the archives on YouTube and SoundCloud. 3 Count
Pull up.
Nation. Always, you always gotta promote yourself. But that wasted a lot of time. I was like, this is really funny, but this is also probably the reason why this show is going to go fucking late. Like I thought, and I was like, and then after I thought that, I was like, shit, this is going to go like after 10 o'clock. It's going to go like
Yep.
10:20, 10:30 maybe, because this ran long. It was funny.
It was funny.
But fucking hell, why was it so long? Like, they could have got this in 2-3 minutes, and they just
people
kept
need their
going.
pay-per-view money, B.
I mean, good. Let them get
Right?
that.
That's
Everybody
why-
got to eat.
That's why I'm
I
not
feel
mad.
that.
That's why I'm not mad. It was a good little break.
And
Because
it's
it goes downhill
it's
again.
funny. It's like, say what you want to say about Mr. McMahon as like a businessman, and like he's ruthless and like he's rude, but like
Vince looks out for his
Vince
people.
looks out for his folks, because like you end up on pay-per-view, you get paid, you're going to get some money. So like even the Hall of Fame speak, like, because that's on the network or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
Or if you're like a WWE personality, you show up on there, you're getting paid, you get a check.
You get
You get a check.
They put it on TV. It's
Yeah.
on USA, I
Yeah,
believe.
you get a check.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, just show up and sit in the Hall of Fame speech for like 5 hours and just like keep smiling. And
Don't
like,
fall asleep,
clap.
though.
Don't fall asleep. You're good to go. Vince got you covered.
Like I just don't see like I don't know. He doesn't seem as crazy or
Well,
horrible
he's
as people
crazy.
think.
I think he's crazy.
Yeah, he's,
No, he's
fucking
crazy.
I think he's
but
crazy like a fox.
I remember that one. I remember that phrase.
I think that's Vince McMahon, dude. Like it's gotta be like. I really believe that. Just listening to all these other stories now from like wrestlers and like people who've been around him is like, man, this cat's like,
Goo bananas.
dude, like he's probably a cartoon character. Like
when he died of stories, we gonna hear.
Dude,
Oh,
I mean, we're already hearing
off
him.
the rip.
Oh my gosh, like I'm going to see Bruce Pritchard. Like I bought a ticket to see him live, so I'm looking forward to the things he can't discuss on the podcast. Cause I'm hoping, like, I get a great Vince McMahon story. I can be like, yo, guess what I heard, you motherfuckers. I want to be able to have that moment with y'all, like, cause like I feel it. I feel like he has some weird. He does some crazy shit. But let's get back to this.
Oh yeah. So next.
We're doing our damnedest. We're doing our damnedest to not talk about this pay per view. Like that's telling.
I mean, this match was okay. There was a funny moment in it. So we got Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Daniel Bryan wins, put the yes lock on Big Cass.
Was there any question that he was going to lose this match?
Supposedly, yeah.
I didn't. I went into this match like there's no way he's losing to Big Cass. Like, let's be real. Big Cass is
Big
Cass is the new Kane. He's a jobber.
No,
Kane was awesome, bro. Kane was destructive. Kane won like the championship. Like,
wait, did you just call Cass a jobber? Kane? Did he just say that?
Yeah, he just said that.
Kane ass was a jobber too.
Man, that's why you can't.
We're gonna say this for the camera. We're gonna
you.
say this for the camera.
How dare you? Kane in no fucking reality was a jobber.
I read the best thing ever. Right? It was like, Big Cass gets so much heat that he gets a "We want Enzo" chant during a Daniel Bryan match.
Did he? Did that really happen?
Yes. So,
I mean,
like that's great. That's like the greatest analogy.
Wow.
That I can think of describing.
I don't even think he deserves that type of heat. I don't think he's that. I don't care about Big Cass. Like when he got injured, it was like great.
Wow.
And not like I don't.
Oh, you just don't care.
I don't care. And I don't want to see anybody ever get hurt in wrestling or in any sport. But it's like, I just don't want him on my... I'm trying to entertain me because I don't think he's good at it. Like, Enzo was clearly the 1 and 2 of that pairing. I'm sorry. Big Cass was there to just do the muscle. And every time you put a mic in his hand, all he had to do was, like, say 2 words and then Enzo did the rest. Like, they were fucking money. Like, those two were money, but the money clearly was all mostly on Enzo and his promo skills and like his charisma and his character, where Cass was literally just the muscle and the soft.
Yeah.
And the soft. Sorry, I didn't say it right the first time.
Yeah, I gotta spell it out for you.
Yeah.
SAWFT. Soft.
And you know,
I'm actually a little mad. Never heard that promo. I heard John say S.
Really?
And I thought we were going to go S Club 7. And now my life is ruined.
Wow. You really haven't been over at
heroin.
He never was there when we watched it.
I think he was.
I just know you can't teach that.
You
okay.
saw soft, and you can't teach that. You heard soft. You just probably don't remember it. Like, but I mean, that's telling. I mean, if it was supposed to get over for you, the casual fan, and you barely remember it.
And you can't tease that was Enzo.
Yeah, you can't tease that was Enzo. Like, Big Cass said soft, so my point still stands. Like that, you just drove home that shit. Like I know you. Like I know you said. I know you've seen Big Cass and Enzo with us. Like you watched it.
We were there when he kicked him in the head.
Exactly. So
I told him don't do that. So be here all day.
Yeah. So there. I mean, that was the whole. Like that was my whole point about Big Cass is that like there's nothing memorable about him and like I mean besides him being big, besides him being a tall dude, and that's. Once again, the MO of the WWE, and who's at the top of the mountain? Vince McMahon. When he sees a big dude, it's like, oh man, he's gonna be the guy. It's like, but does he have the talent to be said guy?
I've got money. I've got lots and lots of money. Says Vince McMahon's mind.
Yeah, I mean,
wait, he has one of those?
Have you not seen what they've been doing with Roman Reigns?
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that.
All right, next match. We got Charlotte Flair versus Carmella. Yo, fuck this match.
I wish I'd have seen that. I didn't even know that happened.
Fuck this match.
Yeah, like, okay, so Carmella wins virtually clean. Mind you, virtually clean. So that makes Asuka's entire streak pointless. That makes Charlotte look weak and stupid because she did her moonsault thing usually off the top rope. looked like she tweaked her knee, and then Carmella took advantage of that, got the 1, 2, 3.
So did you guys read why? I guess the Charlotte probably lost so quickly or lost clearly is because she's been wrestling injured.
Yeah, with the ruptured
implant. And then she lost some teeth after that.
In Europe. She was going to finish. She was going to do the European tour with the ruptured implant.
Yeah.
And then finish the tour, and then after the European tour, go back. But because of the teeth, she had to come back to the States and get that shit fixed.
I mean, that's why she's clearly like the one that they want to put the women's revolution, like put her at the forefront, because clearly she busts her ass.
Yep.
For everything, but
this
that match was disappointing. But if she was as hurt as they say she was, I mean, I don't know, like wrestling with a ruptured breast implant. How I don't know, man. I don't know how that. I wouldn't know.
I know wrestling with a cramp hurts.
Let's say wrestling. Wrestling with like anything in your body that's already like not where it's supposed to be has got to be uncomfortable. But doing that for more than a period of time and then traveling with said uncomfortable, but
crazy.
Maybe it's not as uncomfortable as we think it is because it's got to be. But kudos to her for wrestling with that.
But still, fuck that match though.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, she could have like got help or something, made a new faction with the Iconics or something.
Yeah, maybe that's later, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, once again, this delves back into Backlash being like a what the hell pay-per-view. Like, hey, this seemed aimless, no direction.
That's 2 back to back.
Hey y'all, we got 3 matches left, right?
Let's keep rolling.
Thank God.
No, this is about to piss me off. Next match, we have Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. 3 matches left. This is match number 3.
It's a championship match. It should be at the
championship.
It should be at the end.
And it didn't main event the show.
But I mean,
that's stupid.
They're still building this rivalry up, so.
And
no, that's not me going into why it's not on the main event. That's just me talking about this match in general. Because I mean, what else can you say about it besides it should be the main event?
It was a no qualification match, nut shots galore. It was they both couldn't after the last final Tekken 7 slowdown where they both hit each other in the nuts. They both fainted to the 10 count. Neither one of them could get up, so it was a double draw.
You know the Rocket Man kind of did that too. Like 16 years ago. But yeah.
It should have been the main event. Fuck it. So next match, we got another boring and very disappointing match. Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley going up against Sami Zayn
and Kevin Owens. I like it though. That's a great. It's like a smorgasbord of combining the two names. But I know.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Braun and Bobby win. Nothing fucking happened in this match.
I don't understand the appeal of Bobby fucking Lashley. He's so fucking vanilla to me.
We just talked about this, dude.
He looks like a Ninja Turtle.
We literally just talked about what the marquee look is, and we literally just talked about that in the last match.
He's created character number 2. Like he's just the black version of Brock Lesnar. He's bland as shit.
Ew,
he's just muscles.
That's real disrespect.
It's not. Look
at
Brock.
15 years to prove he was worth the shit.
But that's the thing. So Bobby Lashley is actually just as accomplished as Brock Lesnar. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're the same dude.
Like literally, he's 15 and 2 in his MMA career, bro.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Bobby Lashley is Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar are the same.
In 2 losses.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, they're same. Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, same.
Yeah, dude.
Just one's white, one's black.
Literally.
That's literally it. They're devoid of personality and just could beat the shit out of you.
I mean, I want to fight both of them, maybe at the same time.
All right, so you guys, thank y'all for listening to this tribute to Jonald Baxter, Radrewski, Radaru.
I'm rolling my eyes so hard because he keeps saying that. Because
he died. He died doing what he loved. Just fighting mystical MMA niggas.
So fucking, like... Oh my god.
He's boring.
He's boring.
He's boring.
He's boring. And that was the thing. They got more personality out of them and Impact and TNA and whatever else they fucking call themselves. The Owl Anthem. Global Fighting Owls with TNAs. Whatever. I mean, they got more personality out of them than the WWE, which has, like, writers and scripts and they practice. But apparently, on Raw, they did a weird, boring interview with him after that Monday, and it's like, this is how you're trying to make me like Bobby Roode? Bobby Roode.
You don't remember him because he's
Bobby Lashley. Woof. Bobby Lashley. But that's what he talked about his sisters, like how they toughened him up.
His sisters were badass.
Yeah, like that was like, so the fuck what?
Oh, he big man.
He's
big man.
The bigger issue is that Braun Strowman should be higher on the card than, like, this match is out of place. First of all, like, this should not be going on after fucking Shinsuke and AJ Styles, but here we are, and then they have Braun Strowman, one of the biggest, like, draws in the company, in his know-nothing match. And it's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman could be doing other things. And they didn't even have to even do this match. This was just something they threw together. And it was nothing. Like, it was once again out of another match we talked about in this card that just led to nothing. Like, what was the story told here? There was none. So it's like, well, okay, Braun Strowman and Bobby Roode again. Bobby Lashley beat up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in 7-7. Sammy Owens. Cammy Owens. They fight, like, okay, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fight each other again in fight. So they'll once again wrestle each other and do the fight forever bit, and the fans will love it, and it'll be like, hey, even though we've literally seen this for ages. So, whew.
Yeah. We'll see where this goes. We got the last match to talk about. Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. Wow.
This match.
Wait, neither one of them are champions, though. Why is this the main event?
I said Roman Reigns.
Roman's got to go on last, fella. That's
even though the company's screwing him.
That's new rules, baby.
So wait,
Hogan must pose.
For the sake of hip hop,
Hogan must pose.
Let me make this comparison. Vince McMahon to Roman Reigns. Jay-Z to Memphis Bleak.
No.
Worse.
Oh man.
It's like Roman Reigns. Like, did Memphis Bleak ever sell like 1 million? Yeah, Roman's already a 3-time WWE champ.
I was gonna say, this is it. It's not in the same ballpark.
Yeah, not in the same ballpark, man.
Nah, I mean, it's I don't know how to describe it.
If you think the NFL is rigged, it's basically Tom Brady to the NFL.
Yeah.
If you believe in NFL being rigged.
But the thing is, we know it's rigged in wrestling, and we know that they want Roman Reigns to be somebody that gets cheered. And the problem is, like, now that they know, we know, they're gonna dig in more and tell us that, guess what?
We're screwing them.
We're screwing them. We, the company, is screwing them. That's right. That happened.
Even though we're putting him on last.
Yeah. Like, it's...
But he's still in the main event.
But they're screwing him.
They're screwing him, man.
Even
though he didn't get screwed, he won. Even though he won this match clean as a fucking whistle. It's
again, fuck Backlash, guys.
I'm fucking speechless because we just talked about the greatest Royal Rumble being a spectacle. And at least it was a spectacle.
Yeah.
At least there was something oh, this is entertaining. Like, stuff was fun. Like, we complained about it, but at least
we knew what it was.
We had fun. I feel like we had fun complaining about it, like how we complained on WrestleMania. like there was fun talking about that. Like this was not fun.
Well,
there was nothing fun about Backlash.
The Greatest Royal Rumble was a glorified house show, so we knew that, and we accepted that this was supposed to be a story advancing tool to get us excited for something.
But they failed. They didn't execute any story. There was nothing.
Nothing.
And I've read other people who've that's a lie. I watched maybe 1 or 2 videos, and people were just kind of like, "Oh, hum," and it's like, even that's too generous. Like,
wow.
I mean, maybe.
No.
Honestly, I just really. I have taken the stance that I'm going to watch more wrestling that's not WWE. So, I've been watching more New Japan as often as possible, and I've been watching like freelance. I was at a show last night at the bar, GCW. So, like, I saw Joey Janela and I saw Nick Gage. Like, I saw cats like that who are indie darlings, but amazing to watch, and it was fun. And it's like, I had a good time watching that. Like, I had fun watching that. Like, I posted so much of the video on my Instagram. I don't know if you saw it.
I saw it.
Yeah. Like, that was some good stuff.
Wait, what's your Instagram?
Sassy Black Nerd.
Can you spell that one time for your mind?
SASSYBLACKNERD.
All right, Sassy Black Nerd.
Yeah.
I'm on your Instagram.
Yeah, because I'll like, whenever I go to a wrestling match, I fucking post all the video I can from the show. So like that was a fun time. So that can be wrestling. That can be WWE. Like, I don't understand when you have all that money
and talent
and you can't just make
a good show. Like what?
So
I'm just. It was just what?
Yeah.
It was very agitating.
I'm honestly regaling in y'all opinion about this pay-per-view because I know I'm the casual, but I'm like this is boring.
He tried so hard not to say it, and then he still said it.
That was
great. I love it.
Yeah.
There wasn't much to this shit, man. There really wasn't.
It was boring.
Like, I think that was why our chat was so, like, dry. Because there was nothing to talk about. Like, there was nothing.
No old shit
there
moments.
Was nothing. There was no nothing.
Story defining or match wrestling defining
other
than the opening match.
Yeah. It was kind of like, I wasted my Sunday evening.
I guess you can literally say Seth Rollins did burn it down.
Bro, y'all literally don't understand.
Fuck you.
Like, we agreed to meet up. And I'm like, okay, I should probably watch this. Oh, I'm up early. I got 3 hours to kill. 3 matches in, I was like literally I was like falling asleep.
It was, man. Like, and the Raw and SmackDowns, like, after that, didn't really do much to inspire any confidence. I mean, the wrestling was good. I mean, Money in the Bank. I mean, Rusev beating Daniel Bryan actually was actually a big deal.
Yeah.
Alfred, like that. Okay, that caught me off guard, but I need another. I can say this. I didn't watch Raw. Like, I had Raw on, but it was muted.
I'm not watching WWE till Money in the Bank. I don't care.
Honestly,
yeah, our next couple of episodes are going to be interesting.
I'm glad y'all said that you're not watching Raw till
Raw or SmackDown until Money in the Bank.
Till Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Kenny said he muted Raw. That brings me into this thing. Next subject. Let's talk about Hulk Hogan.
How does that bring you?
No, we were talking because for me, I'm the casual, and I heard what he said. You know what I mean? And I heard about his backstage politics, and I heard that he's gonna return. And for me, it was like it's like don't know if I fuck with this dog.
Okay, so let's start over. Pause. I thought you were gonna lead in with the there was a news story first about WWE top.
Oh, Booker T.
Yeah.
The Booker T said Booker T was defending Hulk Hogan and saying that for everything he did in the business, he really shouldn't be barred from the annals of WWE. He was defending him according to Booker T, without Hulk Hogan backing him up. Harlem Heat wouldn't have nearly been as hot and got to the top the way they did without Hogan endorsing them. And Hogan did that for free. So, like, I fuck with Booker, but again, I don't fuck with racism. So, in my opinion, I don't think Hogan should be back.
Mark Henry would agree with you because he was on Bully Ray's Sirius XM show.
Bubba has a
Busted.
podcast?
I think it's called Busted something. It's one of the Busted coverage shows on
Word?
satellite radio. Yes.
Is it good?
I don't know. I've only followed
you only read excerpts?
the
Okay,
excerpts because
okay.
it was funny. Like the Booker T thing was a couple of days ago, but the Mark Henry interview was I think last month.
Yeah, it was last month.
So Mark Henry is of the opinion that like he should
It was
not be.
actually, I think it was before he got next to the Hall of Fame, actually.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
leading up to it.
Yeah.
And he is of the opinion that Hogan should not be back into the WWE.
Because something that turned me off, like I was almost agreeing with people saying, yeah, he should definitely come back. But something that like put me off was when Hogan himself said he doesn't feel as though he owes an apology to just the black wrestlers. You know what I mean? Like he owes an apology to all the wrestlers. Like I kind of get where he's coming from, but I don't think he understands the magnitude or the severity of the statement he made. You know what I mean? Like it is the black wrestlers, especially the ones who looked up to you. You were a part of so many lives, and for you to say those things about especially someone in the business that wants to be in the business, and you just feel as though you don't owe them a personal apology. You don't have to raise your hand; you can just speak.
Yeah, I didn't want to cut you off. For me, my issue with Hulk Hogan, honestly, I have a little sister, and we were really into wrestling, 100%. Like the Chris Jericho book that John gave me, that the penis that John gave me, I was like, read this, boo. She loved Chris Jericho. She loved Hulk Hogan. She loved Chris Brown. Like, yeah, a bunch of it's all bad. And she had this Hulkamania T-shirt. She absolutely adored. And that scandal broke. No, the truth came out. That's what we're gonna call it. And that truth came out, and I saw like what it really did. And for me, I was like, yeah, fuck him. Like, just I have no love. I have no respect for Hulk Hogan at all.
I guess I'm the dissenting voice in all of this. I don't have a problem with it coming back. I mean, wrestling has allowed back in murderers, among other things that are worse than somebody saying nigga.
Who did they allow back in?
Dude, Jimmy Superfly Snuka murdered a woman.
No,
like killed.
He murdered.
Yeah, they took him out of the Hall of Fame, didn't they?
No.
No, I mean like recently, once the retrial, because they had the whole retrial that he couldn't make because he was sick. I could have sworn to him out of the Hall of Fame because of that.
Because he went to jail for it. But it's pretty much out there that he killed a person.
Yeah.
I mean, they still like mention him, and there's still videos of him doing his thing, but
His murder thing.
Not his murder thing, but like his
OJ?
jumping off cage things. I mean, this is the same company that actually did run an OJ. Do you think OJ is guilty or not guilty type of like thing as a poll? I mean, wrestling is rooted in terrible shit. Like, it really is. I mean, having started to like really research and read more about like just the roots of wrestling and some of it's all bad. And Hulk Hogan, for what it's worth, was somebody who, in a generation of wrestlers that like were mostly white, he definitely brought in wrestlers of every walk of life, plain and simple. I don't agree with what he said. I don't think it's part of the man himself. I see where Booker T is coming from, because Booker T is a man who has been in jail, who has had second chances, who's made mistakes, and has grown from his mistakes, and has made his life that better because he's learned and grown from them. So I see why he wants to give Hogan a second chance. Now, has Hogan learned and grown from his mistakes? I don't know. I mean, I don't know when he said that quote about who he has to apologize to. I mean,
yeah, he's not in there no more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they WWE quietly removed Snuka, huh? That's slick. Touche to you, WWE, because I was like, they had that motherfucker jumping off a cage in those videos still. I'm pretty sure he's still the network though. I'm sure you can find
You
him.
can find Chris Benoit on the network. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Just saying.
Shout out to him too.
But that's what I'm saying though. You can't erase.
Oh, I can't do that.
But that's what I'm saying though. You can't erase these cats from history, because this isn't like. Well, this is because I did it with Mae Young. They completely took her off the title because of her past deeds and alleged past.
Wait, I put Mae Young on title?
No, shut up. I said they took Mae Young off of that title, you dick. But at least for Hulk Hogan, I think there's this man, WWE and Hulk Hogan are a thing that I think can still make a lot of money together, and I think the WWE knows this and recognizes this, and they've quietly probably wanted him back for a long time, but they also know how to play the long con in the political game in this day and age where like everything's about being politically correct. So they're just gonna wait, and I'm fine with that. Like, here's the thing. I get where you're coming from, Theo, with like your little sister and all that. And I was like a big Hulkamania fan too, but like, I guess this is just me and being cynical. It's like most of these white folks, I'm pretty sure they've all said nigga before. So like, let's not feign like, oh my god, like let's be. Hold on, let me finish. Let's be real. Like, let's be absolutely 100%. Like, even when people we've probably said nigga before. So let's not act like because all of a sudden it comes to light that it's like, oh, well, what the fuck? It's like, well, okay, let's go from there. Hulk Hogan, why are you being an asshole? And you know that's wrong, right? Like, let's have that conversation instead of like, oh, he can't do his job anymore. Like, because that's literally what you're saying. Even though this is all this man actually is really good at, is doing that job. You know what I'm saying?
What was it? The mom video? The mom movie? What was it he was in?
Kindergarten Cop?
No, that's
Schwarzenegger.
Wasn't he the
you mean baby
Mr. Dad?
Mr.
Dad.
Mr. Mom?
Mr. Mom was Michael Keaton, I think.
I thought that was Multiplicity. This is going.
Wow, we are hitting all the wrong '80s movies.
Yeah, because they all trash.
Well, Multiplicity was kind of like Mr. Mom, but like with like multiple Michael Keatons. God, I think we're hitting all the wrong ones. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Theo.
For me, I can, like you said, white people have all said nigga. We've all said really horrible things today while we were stuck in traffic. My issue.
I was like, that was a long fucking pause. So I was like, that wasn't the point, was it? Like, I hope there was more to that.
No, just like people are fucking racist, yo. But for me, like, if I didn't see the heartbreak, you know, and my little sister, I'd be like, okay, I can get jiggy. I'd be like, okay, whatever. Like, I low key think Triple H don't even have black friends.
I mean, that's something entirely different. Let's stay on Hogan.
Yeah.
Let's stay on Hogan.
But like, I love
Triple. But this is the thing. This Hogan thing is not like this is like recent still too. This isn't like Hulk Hogan was like ripping off yellow T-shirts like 3 years ago and being like, you gotta. I mean, I'm just saying. There's so many other people. Like Hogan is well beyond being like the apex of wrestling, and in this modern era when there's still The Rock, who is on a whole nother fucking planet in terms of like wrestlers turned actors.
Wrestler of all time.
Exactly. So like my whole thing is that I think we're giving Hogan a lot of credit,
though.
But I mean, but he still has to be a little disgraced. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're like, I agree with people who say he shouldn't be back. I get that.
I just want him to.
But he's gotta let him eat, but don't let him eat like he.
Ben ain't.
But I'm saying let him be like this is his job, and you're saying he can't do his job because he said nigga to about another white dude. Who like that's my whole thing. Like if he was like this isn't art. This is
talking about a black dude.
Yeah, see what
there was this. It's not the Bubba the Love Spot. Like see that's the thing too. There's other controversies with Hulk Hogan. There's
others. See, I only know this one.
Well, I mean, there's the stuff with just like him cheating on whatever.
No,
but
I
like that was with the Gawker.
Yeah,
but I think we need to, or at least I need more context about who he was saying nigga to, because I thought that was to another white dude concerning.
He wasn't calling the white dude the N-word. He was talking about his daughter being involved with the N-words.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And like he just doesn't understand. Like I said, the thing that I was leaning towards him, like, oh yeah, he could come back once he like, you know, he seems to be working towards it, and then he just said that dumb shit saying that he doesn't feel as though he only owes the apology to the African, like to the black wrestlers. Like that's just rude. Like you wouldn't be in that situation if that statement wasn't as extreme as it is. Like look at the fucking social climate for a change, and not just your reflection and your pythons. In my
he says his pythons. No, okay. Now that context and that I get that, and I understand that, and that is rude, and I think there should be more conversations happening with Hogan and black wrestlers.
Exactly.
But to say that he shouldn't be back though, I think that's way too extreme.
Fuck him.
Now no apology. Is all I'm saying. Like,
I mean, yeah, if he apologizes,
completely on up to that shit. Like until then, until he understands, I don't want to see his ass back. And that statement made me realize that he still doesn't understand.
I don't know. I think it's when it comes to entertainment stuff. Like it's hard because I think that like Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, those motherfuckers should absolutely go away because the stuff they did is extremely reprehensible, period. But then it's the stuff with Hogan is that's
Kenny.
That's part of every I'm my perspective. I've dealt with so many white people who I've had to correct and say nigga that's you know what? Clearly that's something that has to be talked to, and I'm tired of being the one doing it. But there has to be a thing there has to be a conversation that happens. I agree, absolutely. There has to be apologies, all that. but let him eat. Let him do something. Let him work his job because like he can't do shit. Even though he's set for life. Even though he already is like getting paid millions of dollars from Gawker.
He don't need shit.
He doesn't need shit.
He got his stores in Tampa. He's living.
He's living. That's fair. I mean, my whole thing is just
he don't need to eat when he already got food on his table. He don't need to keep eating until the food on the table is gone.
That's fair. That's fair.
And that shit ain't going nowhere because he's Hulk Hogan.
No, it's not. I mean, that's true. I just think that I agree. I err on the side of what Booker T said. Like, he made a mistake. Let him come back from it. But maybe that's the other problem too. Is that like Booker T, he kind of also has an opinion. It's weird because like when he.
Booker T's a fan of the culture. He's respectful of wrestling. I get it. From a wrestling standpoint, it's like, all right, we do this. Like, we love this. This is our bread and butter. It's like these little fucking weird-ass white dudes with face tattoos and dreads who don't know who Tupac is. Like, it's like we wouldn't be able to eat if it wasn't for Tupac. If it wasn't for Kool Moe Dee. If it wasn't for LL Cool J. And that stance I get, like, as a fan of wrestling, where you're like, okay, I fuck with Hulk. But me, Principality, we gonna bring codes back. We gonna bring laws back. We gonna make that shit cool again. And by law, I just can't. I can't.
That's fair. That's fair. I just think my tolerance for. I mean, this is the same business that like had shoot Nazis wrestling, and nobody said shit. But like we all cheered for
Nazis?
like real Nazis, like actual Nazis were like part of that biker gang that you watched on wrestling when they wrestled Nation of Domination, the Harris brothers, the two Skull and 8 Ball, Nazis. Yeah.
And don't forget about their producer, Michael P.S. Hayes. That's why they're not in the Hall of Fame. I think that's why.
Michael P.S. He's in the Hall of Fame.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. Freebird's in the Hall of Fame. Dude, that just happened like 2 years ago.
Had actual Nazis.
Yeah, you're right.
Wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, they're one of the. Like, that's my whole thing. That a lot of wrestling is rooted like in like fucked up racism. Like there's literally a faction that was based on apartheid. Like 3 white dudes who were supposed to be South African white dudes, and they were a faction.
Akeem, the African Dream was in
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about Akeem. I'm talking about Don Callis' group that didn't last too long. With Kurgan, I can't remember the name of the group though. Just put in Don Callis and South African WWE. It'll show up what the name of the group was. But like that's my whole thing. Like the same people who sit backstage and hear a lot of the bullshit and saw a lot of the like racist gimmicks and bullshit that go on, are always saying like, no, Hogan shouldn't be back. Well, don't talk out both sides of your mouth. That's all I'm saying. That's my point. Like, don't fake the funk when the culture is all of a sudden really being like about don't say nigga around here. Don't bring that bullshit around here when you know good and damn well all that bullshit was happening back in the 70s, back in the 80s, back in the 90s. Hell, even up until, I mean, nowadays it's not. It's toned down. But come on, son. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, let's not be hypocritical here. And that's the stance I'm taking. That's all I'm saying. Like, Hogan said some racist shit. Yes, he did. Hogan needs to take like step up and like recognize that he said some ignorant shit. Now his apology could be better crafted, but he's still a fucking lunkhead. I mean, this is still the same dude who didn't want to admit he took steroids, even though he admitted he took steroids, but he still lied about it. So like, Hulk Hogan isn't.
He's been tried.
Hulk Hogan. That's what I'm saying. Like even when like, and your sister probably didn't even know that part. Like he lied about steroids, but she was probably still cheering Hulkamania. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's let's be real here. Like, there have been plenty of things that Hulk Hogan can look back for. This is on the pile, but like all of a sudden this.
Yes, this.
Okay, and that's fair. This can be it.
Yes.
But wrestling is rooted in so much of this that all of a sudden that part.
And we're now complaining about it all. You know what I mean? Like, there comes a point where you can't just state that it's been a part of the problem for so long without finally addressing it. This is finally the point where it should be addressed. Like, if you could find a bigger scapegoat, a bigger and badder scapegoat than Hulk Hogan to point out the racial discrepancies in wrestling, why not?
Because it's the entire company. That's my whole point. Like, it's not Hulk Hogan. It's more of a company-wide thing.
But
like,
he was the face of it, though.
I would argue that he wasn't, because there were worse things than Hulk Hogan that were blatantly racist and on TV. There was Roddy Piper literally dressing his head, literally donning
half blackface
to wrestle a black man. There was Akeem the African Dream, which, come on, like Akeem the African Dream, a white guy in a full dashiki, like, what the fuck? Let's see. I mean, and that's like Bill Watts making Farouk the champion, but only doing it because he oh gosh, I sent you all the article about that. Where he basically did the whole thing where he made the Farouk the champion because he knew that where the money that black folks were bringing more money, but not because he understood that black folks would also like wrestling, but it was more so. There was a racist intent to it, and like that it wasn't done with the idea that like this black man could lead us into the next generation of good wrestlers. That wasn't the intent. So. I get what you're saying, John, and yes, it absolutely should be addressed. But Hogan shouldn't be the fall guy for past sins of everybody else. And that's what this
caught,
is.
Though. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's saying he got caught, but there's so many other people that like it's not even a matter of saying they got caught. Their shit was blatant. Like it was all there. It's right there.
I didn't know there were Nazis.
I didn't know.
Are they both dead?
No.
We're gonna throw a party.
Aren't they in TNA, or one of them was in TNA? They went to TNA.
They they run a promotion. I'm not sure if it's still with TNA, but they had dealings with TNA. But that's all speculation because I don't know all of those things. But I'm just saying, making Hogan the fall guy is not gonna resolve the bigger issues and underlying like problems that essentially WWE still has. Because I mean, I could watch any other promotion and feel like the Black Cats are getting a chance to shine. Even though it's still like there's still I should have followed them on Instagram. But there's a tag team, and they're two Black Cats, and I can't. But their name is something ignorant as fuck, and I'm like, why is your gimmick this like ignorant black thing?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember their name.
Yeah.
I refuse to look them up because of their name. I refuse to.
And that's the thing, like, controversy creates cash. And even though we know it's wrong, that shit, including racism, is still going to somehow ooze its way back into wrestling. I mean, but a lighter example is the whole fat shaming shit they've been doing with the Nia Jax Alexa Bliss feud.
And Kevin Owens.
And even the stuff with Kevin Owens. Like, I don't like it, but it built a story. It told a story. And
what stories to tell? Like,
well, so that's the thing. Okay, now here's the thing, because that's exactly what I said. And then you see the story that was built with Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, which we talked about earlier in this episode, about them being friends, not being friends, arguing, not arguing. All of a sudden, she's using her. That was the build, and then all of a sudden there was the reveal that like she was using her Alexa Bliss was using her the entire time. Like she thinks she's like a piece of shit, whatever, because she's fat, blah 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 blah. Even though they don't really say it, and so when Nia hears it, she goes off and she shows that she can be the bigger person and a better person, and not let Alexa Bliss take off her game and she becomes the champion. That's the story. That's the build. Is it the best story? Is it a realistic story? But within the culture, within the context,
be a star.
It is though. Like body shaming's a real thing. Body shaming is
body shaming is a real thing, sure, but that's a microaggression, bro.
Yeah,
she's scoring points.
I'm not disagreeing. That's what I'm saying.
But like for me, it's like you really gonna pick on her, and I'll wipe the hell out fucking Nia Jax. I'll cuddle her, baby. We eating eggs.
But that's the thing,
no
though.
Eggs.
Like, we know she's beautiful. We know she's a great wrestler. Not great. I'm sorry. She's an okay wrestler. She's a decent hand. She's still learning on the job.
That's all that matters.
She's still learning on the job.
I'm not gonna get points out, boo boo.
No, we're just being real. Like, it's not about scoring points. I mean, Nia Jax is intimidating presence. She looks the part of an intimidating female wrestler, but she needs to get better in the ring. Like,
to be that imposing.
Yeah.
If you look big but get knocked down easy, come on. We were just talking about Shockmaster earlier.
And not even about getting knocked down easy. It doesn't look like she gets more help from people looking like they're getting their ass beat by her. Like
Mickey
people
James.
sell. Yeah, Mickey James really made it look like she's getting her ass whooped. And that's great. Like that's good wrestling.
What were you saying?
That Piggy James thing, though.
Yeah,
I'm so upset they didn't tie back into that. I'm really upset. They had layers that they could have did with this story, man.
Well, I think they didn't go back to that because that stuff was just brutal. That wasn't good at all. I think at least here there was thought into it. Like, it may have been the best thinking, but you can see at least that they were trying to hit home the part that, like, shaming is fucked up and wrong and, like, is not okay. Even though how they went about it was fucking weak. Because they literally had Nia Jax, like,
give that speech.
Not the speech. They had her standing there watching Alexa Bliss talk shit about her when, like, in the run up to her.
And she was gone.
When she was gone.
And all she did was flip a box.
She was beat the shit out of everybody, and then she was mad about that. And, like, you're supposed to understand that, like, yeah, they're friends, so, like, it hurt her feelings. But everything I've seen of Nia Jax in the ring is like she's still supposed to be this beast, so she wouldn't take that shit even if it was her friend or her best friend.
They're not letting her be dominant either.
Yeah,
they're letting her matches go too long. If she's supposed to be this dominant figure, the longest match she's had is 5 minutes, maximum. Let her run through the division for a while.
Yeah,
like don't let her do 10 minutes because then it takes away her dominance.
So that's what I mean when I'm talking about telling a story. Like, that's a story being told with, like, a shitty premise, like fat shaming. Like, that's a shitty premise of a story, but they used it. I mean, hell, even all their sex angles, like, every sex angle they've ever done is literally been rape. Triple H basically drugged Stephanie McMahon and took her to a wedding chapel and married her. And Triple H also had sex with a corpse in a casket.
He had a Kane mask on. It was Kane. Who did it. That Katie Vick. Sexy Katie.
So that's my whole thing. Like, it's not a Hulk Hogan problem. It is a WWE problem. It's a wrestling. It's not even WWE. It's a wrestling problem.
With New Japan.
Everything. It's awesome. I mean, I have this New Japan. I mean, even the women's wrestling in Japan has been bomb. I need to watch more of that too. Like, that shit's amazing and just as hard hitting. But I mean, I feel like I'm actually more so in the middle now, just because I had honestly forgot who we said the N-word to. So now I remember the context now. It's like, okay.
They claimed he was actually talking about The Rock, supposedly. But
I don't believe.
Ben ain't.
I don't believe that.
I said supposedly could be just innuendo.
Yeah, I think that's a rumor. I think that's the one thing about Hulk Hogan is that he respects the black dudes in the business. No, that's
Because
something
they probably
because
gave him
they
a pass to say the N word.
and that's another now. See, if we want to talk about a badass black wrestler that we have that wouldn't take that shit, Bad News Brown. So Bad News Brown is a wrestler from the '80s that we should definitely talk about at some point on this podcast.
Next episode.
And I kind of feel bad that I did not bring him up in the demo episode we did about greatest black champions because he never was one. That's probably why I didn't bring him up. But he's definitely somebody who's underrated in his time in the '80s. But he told a story where in the locker room, a fan favorite, including mine, Dusty Rhodes, was saying the N word. Yeah, saying the N word to SD Jones, another black wrestler in the WWE that time, and he was saying it like, you know, what up, nigga, like, you know, yeah. And so
Dusty.
Dusty Rhodes, man. Sorry, bust that bubble. So Bad News Brown is standing there, and so Dusty leaves, and he goes over so Bad News goes over to SD, and he's like, yo, why you let him talk to you like that? Why you let him say it to you? He's like, oh, no. He's like, nah, man, fuck that. Like, he don't know about you. He don't know what that word is. Like, why you let him say it to you? So, like, Bad News Brown don't play that shit. So, I think a year later, I guess, Dusty Rhodes was in Japan with him on a tour, and Bad News was supposed to be in a tag team match with him and another cat against Dusty Rhodes and somebody else, and he was told that he had to like take the pin for Dusty, and he was like, "No, I can't let Dusty Rhodes pin me." Like, what? It's like I can't let Dusty Rhodes pin me. Like he can't pin me. So like he remembered that shit. So like if that was one person who would call out shit and like handle that shit, it was Bad News Brown. So when they wrestled, Bad News Brown beat the shit. Like, just beat the fuck out of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, in that match. And so, I'll send you all the link to the full story because it's better hearing it from Bad News himself because it was fucking just a tremendous story. But that was a cat who definitely saw some of the racist shit that went down behind the scenes and didn't take it. Because he has another story too with Andre the Giant. Another wrestler who got out of body said the N word.
Andre?
I'll send you the.
Andre can speak that much English. Say the N word.
I'll send you.
Wow.
I will send you. That was on Lance Storm's podcast.
The Canadian.
Yeah. So because Bad News Brown, I guess was a wrestling trainer up in Canada for a while because he was trained by the Harts. He was trained by Stu Hart, so he's one of theirs. So he was in Stampede Wrestling. And Stampede Wrestling is one of the bigger wrestling promotions in Canada back in that time period. So he has a story too with Andre the Giant. He had to tell him what it is with him, and he has a story with Hulk Hogan. Not Hogan saying the N word, but Hogan thought Bad News Brown had a gun. Because
that's why he didn't.
So there's your Hulk Hogan context. Because Bad News Brown took off his earrings because he was gonna fight Andre the Giant on the bus with Hogan on the bus there too. So Hogan sees Bad News Brown talking mad shit to Andre the Giant, and he like, yo, this man's gonna throw hands. He couldn't believe he was gonna throw hands. So Hogan thought Bad News Brown was going into his bag for the burner. Like that's just the most hilarious thing in the world to me. Bad News Brown though was that dude. Like,
all right, so next episode we talking about Bad News Brown.
We'll just do a tribute to Bad News Brown. No, but seriously, he was a wrestler I discovered way after the fact because I was like, I'd never heard of him. I think I started watching some of his matches when I was in my late 20s, and I started getting back into wrestling, and I wanted to see other black wrestlers who weren't like Bobo Brazil or Ernie Ladd, and then it was like, oh, Bad News Brown. And then I heard this podcast a couple weeks ago where they did a tribute to him because like he's passed on, so he's no longer with us, but like I think his birthday was a couple weeks ago, and so like the the podcast is like they replayed his interview they had with him, which was amazing, and just thinking about Hogan and thinking about what Booker T said, it's like, you know what, it'd be fascinating to see what Bad News Brown would think about a lot of the shit he's saying, and just even the progress of just black wrestlers on television and being in the main event, because Bad News Brown wanted to be in the main event. Like, he was the only black person that I ever saw fighting Hogan or trying to fight Hogan for the title.
Wait. KT, I love you. Say that Heat Rock, because I'm listening. I'm listening. Next episode, you gonna bless us with that?
I mean, we can do that. I mean, there's no pay-per-view between here and now. We're tired of talking about current. I mean, honestly, current events in W really necessitate we talk about more fun things, and I can research some Bad News Brown stuff for the podcast. I mean, if that's something you want me to do, there, Chip. John's like, whatever. Yeah, he John doesn't give a fuck. But so, final thoughts on Hogan? We'll just go around. Sorry, what you feel?
Get him the fuck. Keep him the fuck out of here.
There you go, John.
Same. I mean, like, until he shows that he actually knows what he did, you know what I mean? Like, dog, like, come on, man. People look up to you. You fuck shit up. Like, yeah, we know white people say the N-word, but they don't get caught saying it. Do better. Don't be fucking people on camera. Stop it. Get help.
Nice. That's that Michael Jordan gift. I love that. Yeah, I know exactly. I still send it to people. It's wonderful. It's saved on my phone.
Is that the Miley Cyrus one?
No, this is Michael Jordan. I'll send it to you. But I guess at the beginning I was more so like, let him bring him back. But after this discussion and just kind of like, even remembering the Bad News Brown stuff, I think this isn't the time for Hogan. And there has to be a bigger discussion in wrestling about how there has to be some type of boundary in how you utilize race and to a certain extent class with angles in wrestling, and how to do it well, and how to do it without like being blatant with your storytelling. Like, I think the best way to describe my feeling and thoughts on this is how like everybody's trying to write a think piece on Childish Gambino's Mrs. America, and for like people who are saying like they don't like the video because it gives them PTSD, and people saying like, get thicker skin, and it's like, well, those people have a point, but also this is art that relates to the problems that we're dealing with in America, so why shouldn't they be there? Why shouldn't they be out there to discuss? I think this is that same thing with Hogan. Like, Hogan isn't the focal point, but he's still that draw to at least have that discussion.
He's the fall guy.
And now, you know what? I don't. Let me step back on that. I don't want to say he's the fall guy because, I mean, you can't take Hulk Hogan out of wrestling. You just can't. I mean, he's still on the network. Like, you can still search Hulk Hogan on WWE and watch his matches whenever the fuck you want. I mean, they literally just did a Mega Powers episode on the network with like Bruce and Conrad, and that show just started 3 weeks ago. So I mean, Hulk Hogan's still synonymous with WrestleMania, WWE, all of that. So while he's not in the Hall of Fame, he's still very much so a visible part of wrestling. So I think you guys are absolutely right. I think it's not he should stay out until he really understands the context of what he said, and maybe some black wrestlers instead of just saying no, you shouldn't be here, they actually explain to him why he shouldn't be there and why you should be apologizing to them. Yeah. And not just and I feel like Booker T should be one of those people as well. Instead of there being like, I want you here, this is why you fucked up. And I think maybe and I'm hoping this is just an outside thought. I don't want to believe that Booker T has kind of like, I don't want to say drink the Kool-Aid.
Stockholm Syndrome?
I don't want to say that. Yeah, I don't want to say that. I don't.
Wait, has Hogan ever taken a pinfall to Booker T?
No, not that's the thing. This isn't that's not even a wrestling thing. I just think that like You know how like older black folks get, like you just get too comfortable and you think that like you can just like support every white person because you think they're gonna be there for you, and then like something happens, and they're not. I feel like this could be that thing where like Booker T goes to bat for Hogan and Hogan fucks it up because he wasn't given that context, and he, like John said, like he needs to understand more about what he said, and I think Mark Henry said it better. It's like Mark Henry was like he shouldn't be in because I don't think he doesn't get it, and maybe people like Mark Henry should be trying to talk to Hogan and say, here's why you should get it. Look at our country, look where we're at, and look what the problems we face and deal with. I mean, Hogan's on Twitter, so Hogan knows what's happening around us. But once again, this is the same dude who lied and then didn't lie about taking steroids. So like, how smart is he, or how open is he to really listening to people? That's another story. But I'd like to believe, because that's all I have is my belief that people can learn from their mistakes, that eventually he can come back from this. But no, I don't think he should be back. So 3 for 3. Hogan can stay on the sidelines. Yeah. Even though he's not on the sidelines because he's literally everywhere still. So
something that I was thinking about for a little bit is the thing you said about how he thought Bad News Brown was gonna grab a gun from his bag. Makes me think that Hogan probably would have been one of those people who called the cops on him. You know what I mean? Get his ass popped over some shit. So it's just like, yeah, he can stay where he's at for sure. It's crazy.
I mean,
like Hogan, the type of nigga, he was like on the bus and be like, wait, we have to share this now?
Oh, no, bogus. Wow. See, oh man, no, I don't think it's that bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think that's. I think we've hit the ending of our show tonight. So, Backlash was terrible. Raw and SmackDown. Did they give you a glimmer of hope?
I didn't watch that shit.
That's right, you didn't, and I had them muted. No, I couldn't even laugh at that. No. So yeah, next time where we talk about New Japan Wrestling, and I talk to you about all the wrestling shows that I went to between here and now, because we're probably not going to talk about anything WWE until the next pay-per-view, which is Money in the Bank.
June something.
And that's end of June, right? So in between then and now, I'm going to try to kidnap one of these two people to go with me to a wrestling show around here so we can talk about what we saw and maybe have some fun along the way. So,
maybe we go live.
Yeah, maybe we do go live. At least do a live thing and record it onto one of our shows. Something fancy, something new. So
Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll record from Japan. No, not really.
Maybe, I don't know. I may go to Japan. We'll see.
We'll see. So, I am the fabulous KT.
JJ. I am the ever lovable Quillip J. Fry. It's Star-Lord, baby.
Fuck Star-Lord. And I am...
Their name, boy.
John Penn.
Nigga, fuck
and
Spider-Man.
We are
whack ass.
3 Count Nation. Goodbye, guys.
Ding, 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 motherfuckers.
I yelled over your outro.